Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Non-League to Premier League here with Bath City. Left you last time, second in the league after 11 games. Quite a reasonably good start here, really. But the past few games, we've been on a bumpy downfall. Started the season really well. 3 2-0 victories in a row. A 2-2 draw against Tamworth. Making up for that with a 4-0 victory and a 2-0 victory there against Dagenham and Morecambe. And this is where things start to go wrong. A good 3-1 win, a 1-1 draw, a good 2-1 win, but we're now 2 losses in a row, losing both 2-1. 2 rivals who are currently in the playoff spots with us in the names of Woking and Rochdale. Woking have now dropped out after their last game's result, but Rochdale obviously beat us last time, so they moved up closer. We're only 1 point off Sutton, but between us and Forest Green in the last promotion space, there is only currently a 3-point difference. So if we were to lose this and everyone else was to win, we could drop as low as 7th really, and then the teams below that aren't far off. Very early into the season here, we do come up against Yeovil. I was debating looking at a new tactic because we have quite a few good strikers, and I feel like we should make the most of them, and we're getting quite a few complaints from those strikers about not enough playing time, and I'm finding managing the team's playing time at the moment quite hard. One person who has complained here is Josh Dolling. He's not getting enough game time. He probably deserves it, but it's hard when I have the likes of Avoki and Windsor in the squad. I touched on it last episode. Jones here is unhappy with us. He's not getting enough playing time, so he wants to come in. But it's a question of where does he come in, because Georgie's doing so well at the back. Peake has been great for us at the start of the season. Jenkins Davies isn't great. Maybe I can play Windsor down the middle, but then he's just not as good there. Maybe I could play Jones down the middle, but he's not as good there. So I think I need to bring Jones in. I think I want to keep Peake in the squad over Windsor, and that's the lineup I'm going to go with today. Catagrande, Georgiou, Parsal, Batten, Jones, Tilton and Ratt at the heart of the midfield, ever present. I think they played every game together so far this season pretty much. Peake, Beardmore, Jones, Dolling up top. Sweeten, I got an update the other day on his progress, and apparently he's recently improved, and in the future he may be good enough to be Sky Bet League 2 standard. Remember in season 1 I was shouting about him being the future of the club, and his ability has gone up, although his current ability still is for the league below. He could easily start for us, and I'm going to for this game. We're heading to the match against Yeovil, quite a big rivalry going on. Hopefully we can get at least something out of this game, preferably all 3 points, but anything but a loss. I do not want us to lose 3 on the bounce. I think part of the reason we're struggling is there's a bit of unhappiness within the team, and that's going to affect the dressing room. A lot of players moaning they're not getting enough playing time, and I suppose that's what happens when you make as many signings as I did and you cannot seem to offload anyone. The likes of Brad Asher coming to me and saying I'm not playing enough. Even Fisher came to me after the last game, I'm not playing enough. They're nowhere near as good as the other striker options I have, and that is one hell of a start. And Mitchy Beardmore, who's been having a season of his life there with a nice little cheeky celebration, grabs another goal this season. I think he's scored or assisted in at least every other game so far this season. And there he is with a nice easy tap in. Fox in the box, just over 6 yards out, pretty much into an open net. We find ourselves 1-0 up already within 7 minutes, and here comes another attacking throw in. Georgiou to Mitchy Boy down to Peake. Peake's going to call that just wide of the post. Should be finishing that, if you ask me. You don't get many better opportunities as a winger than that opportunity he's just seen there. Throwing now to Fogarty. And on to Ellison, back to Fogarty again, out wide. That's a good ball to Daly. He takes on Jones all too easily, and that's a replica of the goal we've just scored. And we find ourselves already conceding there. And Yeovil making it 1-1 within 10 minutes. And I do recognise that Bailey out on their left. I recognise that name, and that's an easy tap in there. And to be honest, Batten and Par South seem to be crumbling at the back because they conceded a lot of goals that go straight through the middle of our team. And Jones, who had such a good start to the season alongside Georgiou, again easily beat down their wings as well, leaving us very exposed at the back. And you'll notice we keep coming up against these 5-back formations, and I still feel that's the kind of formation we should be playing. But I've signed too many players now really to be playing any other formation without upsetting the whole squad, which is going to be the hardest balance of this season. I've realised everything we come up against now is 5 backs, and I feel we need to counter them. But it's hard keeping all these players happy. Who do I play where? If I take out the cams, there's no more Beardmore in the squad, and definitely no more Jenkins-Davies. The rest of the players will pretty much play. It will just be that cam replaced with a centre-back. It did bring the likes of Byron in to help out in the centre-back role, and he's potentially good enough to be starting for the club. But he's not had many chances this season with Batten and Par South, who started off this season really well with about 6 clean sheets in the first 7 games. They were all quite happy with that half-team talk, but we need to go out and we need to get all 3 points. And you can see Yeovil really have had the most chances this game. And they're going to get another chance here from the corner. It's Daly again on the set piece this time. Whips that in. We're easily beaten in the air. It looks like it might be blocked or something on the line. But the ball falls directly to Rodney to tap home again. And no wonder Casagrandi's doing that away because he's having a stinking run of form lately. And you'll see, easily beaten in the air. And it's actually going wide, but Wano cleverly keeps it in, plays it across that 6-yard box, and it is tapped in. We are a struggling side at the moment. Just quickly change those over. This Jones, he's having a howler after howler every game. A Foki on for Dolling, he's doing nothing up top. Wings is going to come on the left. I'm debating bringing Kettle on at left back, I won't lie to you, which I am going to do. All out on changes straight away. And this might be another game that slowly drifts away from us here. And it's so disappointing to see. And I find myself a bit clueless on what to do with this squad at the moment. When you go from a run like we were having at the start of the season to looking like you're about to lose your 3rd game in a row, you start to wonder, do you need a whole overhaul in this squad? But I suppose the reality is we're looking to avoid relegation. We're way ahead where we should be. But it looks like, remember the name Paco Avoki there doing some kind of backwards wing walk, coming off the bench and getting that goal. A good boy with the top hours finds himself in absolute acres of space. And now 2 players in the box, one being a Foki, I'm going to assume the other's Beardmore, waiting around the 6-yard box for a tap in. And it is a Foki who gets on the end of it to bring the score level again. But now we really need to push for this winner. We have a couple of tight players in Tilton and Jones, but we only have 1 substitute left. So I'm going to leave it for now. Bath have managed to fight their way back into this game. And Yeovil have played well themselves. Tilton now over the set piece. What can he do here? Assessing his options. Floats it in. I think the Foki's nodded that down. A touch of assist for Sweeten somewhere there, which I must have missed. And a goal there for Keta Diarra, who's having a pretty good season himself. Tilton there floats it in. The Foki wins a header, and it sort of bounced around, hit Sweeten, landed at the feet of Keto, And he finds the back of the net to put Bath 3-2 up with 10 minutes to go. Alves has came and had an impressive game. Threatened impressive in that middle of the park. We are quickly going to make our final substitution of the game. And it's actually going to be Byron coming on for Parcel. The man that served the minutes. Maybe a mistake taking a centre back off this late in the game, disrupting the defence. But it looks like hopefully we're going to cling and hold on as we head into the 5 minutes stoppage time, down to the final minute or so now. Heading towards a full-time whistle, and there it goes, and Bath come out with a big result against their rivals, Yeovil, with a big 3-2 win. And that there will be a very important win for our season. And it keeps us still fighting at the top hand side of the table. Under 18's Ian McPherson getting the goal there. If you remember him, he had something crazy, like 16 finishing. And he has a bit of ability, but not loads. Just could improve a lot. But there are a few youth players which I will go over in the next episode that we should be excited about. But looking on to our next game, we come up against Gateshead, who are sat in 6th. Another challenge for us in playoff rivals, especially as the fixture list starts to get a bit tighter, although I'm more prepared for it this time with the amount of depth I've brought in. So just beat Yeovil, 2-day break before we play Gateshead, and then a 3-day break before our entry into the FA Cup this season, which is away to Horsham. If you did enjoy that episode, please do leave a like, please do subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.